The Lantern on the Hill. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and starry skies, there lived a humble carpenter named Eli. Each evening, after a day's work, Eli would climb the small hill beside his home, carrying a lantern aglow with a soft, warm light. Atop the hill, under the vast canvas of the heavens, he found peace and a moment to speak with God. One particular evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Eli began his nightly ascent. The village below, with its thatched roofs and cobblestone paths, looked like a miniature world from up high. He reached his usual spot, a flat rock surrounded by wildflowers, and sat down. Eli spoke to God, not in grandiose prayers, but in simple conversation. He shared his joys and worries, his hopes for his neighbors, and his gratitude for the beauty of creation. As he spoke, the wind carried his words like whispers across the hilltop. This night, however, something extraordinary happened. As Eli expressed his concern for a neighbor struggling with illness, a gentle voice whispered back through the breeze. The voice was comforting, filled with love and wisdom. It spoke of faith, hope, and the importance of carrying light in a world that often seemed dark. Eli listened intently, his heart filling with an indescribable peace. He realized that the voice was not just for him, but for all who sought guidance and comfort. It reminded him that every act of kindness, no matter how small, was a beacon of God's love. In the stillness of the night, as the voice faded into a serene silence, Eli sat in quiet contemplation. The words he heard resonated deep within his soul, stirring a profound realization. He understood now that his faith was not just a source of personal comfort, but a call to action. It was a guiding light, not just for navigating his life, but for leading others through their moments of darkness. This epiphany filled him with a newfound sense of purpose, a desire to be more than a carpenter, to be a shepherd of light in his community. As the night deepened, Eli knew it was time to return. He stood up, his lantern casting a golden circle of light around him. But now, he saw the lantern differently. It was more than a source of light. It was a symbol of the light he carried within, a light fueled by faith, hope, and love. Descending the hill, Eli decided he would share the message he received with others. The following day, he started with small acts of kindness. He repaired a neighbor's fence, baked bread for an elderly couple, and spent time listening to a friend's troubles. With each act, Eli felt the light within him grow brighter, and soon, others began to notice. The next day, as Eli began his acts of kindness, the villagers watched with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. They whispered among themselves, wondering what had brought about this change in the carpenter they all knew. Some thought it was a newfound hobby. Others speculated about a secret joy in his life. But as days turned into weeks, and Eli's acts of kindness continued, their skepticism slowly turned into admiration and inspiration. they started to see the light that Eli carried, not as a mere lantern's glow, but as a manifestation of something divine and profoundly human. The village, once just a cluster of homes and routines, transformed. Neighbors began to help each other, sharing meals, laughter, and even sorrows. The change was gradual, but its impact was profound. The village became a place where the light of compassion and community shone brightly, a beacon of hope and togetherness. Eli continued his nightly visits to the hill, each time leaving with a heart more enlightened. He knew that the true light wasn't in the lantern he carried, but in the love and faith shared among people. Moved by the transformation Eli had sparked, the villagers decided to build a church in the center of the town. This church was envisioned not just as a building of wood and stone, but as a symbol of God's light, a place for communal faith and fellowship. Each villager contributed uniquely. The mason carefully laid each stone of the foundation. The weaver created tapestries depicting stories of faith, and the children surrounded the building with a garden, where each flower represented a prayer or hope. As the structure rose, so did the community spirit. The church became more than a venue for religious ceremonies. It was a place of unity in times of celebration and sorrow. The ringing of the church bells echoed not only on Sunday mornings, but also to celebrate communal achievements or to gather the villagers during challenging times. Eli, who had started his journey with a solitary lantern, now saw its light mirrored in the faces of his fellow villagers. The church stood as a symbol of their shared faith and resilience, a place where every hushed prayer and story shared wove into the fabric of their communal life. It stood as a reminder that their true strength resided not in the physical walls around them, but in the unity and love they shared. In this blossoming community, under God's guiding light, Eli found another blessing, one that touched his life in the most personal and profound way. He met Miriam, a kind-hearted woman who had come to the village seeking a new beginning. She was drawn to the warmth and sincerity of the villagers, and soon to Eli's gentle and steadfast nature. Together, they discovered a shared vision of life, one filled with faith, hope, and love. As their bond deepened, they decided to build a life together. They were married in the very church that the village had built, under the high wooden beams and the soft light of candles that flickered like stars. The ceremony was a celebration not just of their love, but of the community that had brought them together. In time, they were blessed with children who grew up with the sound of the church bells and the sight of their father's lantern, now a familiar and comforting presence in the village. Eli taught his children, as he had learned himself, that true happiness lies in living a life filled with love, compassion, and faith. His family became a living testament to the message he had received on the hill, a message that continued to resonate through his life and work. The story of Eli, his lantern, and his journey from solitude to a life enriched with family and community became a cherished tale in the village. It was a story that reminded everyone that under God's light, every heart has the chance to find its path, to discover love and joy in its purest form. On this cold and blustery night, with snow painting the village in hues of moonlit white and the wind singing a howling lullaby, children are being tucked into their beds. The warmth of their homes shields them from the frosty embrace of the outside world. In their cozy rooms, under blankets woven with care, the children's eyes sparkle with anticipation for a bedtime story. Their parents sit beside them, their presence a comforting shield against the night's chill. As the wind dances against the window panes, they begin to tell the story of Eli and his lantern. They speak of his humble beginnings, his nightly talks with God on the hill, and how his faith and kindness transformed their village into a close-knit community, blessed with a church that stands as a testament to their collective spirit. The children listen, enraptured by the tale, their young minds picturing the gentle carpenter with his glowing lantern. They imagine the church rising from the ground, built by the hands and hearts of their own neighbors. And as their parents tell of Eli's love story with Miriam and the joy of their growing family, the children's eyes reflect the magic of the story. As the tale draws to a close, with Eli's life painted as a journey of faith, love, and community, the children's eyelids begin to droop, heavy with sleep and dreams waiting to be dreamt. Their parents gently kiss their foreheads, whispering a final good night as the room fills with a peaceful silence, save for the soft, rhythmic breathing of the children and the distant, soothing sound of the wind. Outside, the snow continues to fall, blanketing the village in a serene white, as if the world itself is settling down to rest. And within the warmth of their homes, the children of the village drift off to sleep, their hearts and minds aglow with the story of Eli, a reminder of the light and love that connects us all. As the tale of Eli and his lantern concludes, just like the children nestled in their beds, let us too take a moment to calm our minds and hearts. In the quiet of this night, with the world outside blanketed in snow, and the gentle rhythm of the wind as our lullaby, we are reminded of the comforting presence of God's light in our lives. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the peace of the night envelop you, just as the blankets envelop the sleeping children. Let the worries and noise of the day drift away like snowflakes caught in the breeze. In this tranquil moment, remember that the same light that guided Eli and warmed the hearts of his village is with you always, a constant and gentle reminder of love and hope. Imagine that light as a soft glow within you, a glow that radiates warmth and serenity. Let it soothe your thoughts and relax your body. With each breath, feel yourself sinking deeper into a state of restful calm, trusting that God's light is watching over you through the night. As you lie there, let your heart be filled with gratitude for the day that has passed and for the promise of a new day to come. Know that each morning brings with it a fresh start, a new opportunity to live in the light of love, compassion, and kindness. Just as the dawn breaks through the darkness, so too does God's light break through our challenges, guiding us towards a path of peace and fulfillment. Rest now in the assurance that you are never alone. The same light that connects us to stories of the past, to Eli and his lantern, connects us to each other and to the promise of a brighter tomorrow. As you drift into sleep, let this thought be your comfort, that under the watchful eye of the heavens, in God's loving embrace, you are safe, you are cherished, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Sleep peacefully, knowing that the night is a canvas for dreams, and the morning will bring the light of a new day, filled with endless possibilities and blessings. Good night, and let the light of God's love carry you through the night and into the joy of a new day.